So why do you think you see it and a lot of people don't?
It's funny. I think a lot of people are what I like to call emotionally compromised. So they already have some sort of stake in how things are going, whether it be, oh, like I have a friend that works in the government or my mom or this or that. And we stood by so many of these policies already. So we just already feel like we're tied to it. So
It's
once,
hard to say that you're wrong or that you've
exactly,
made a mistake.
exactly.
This isn't what it really is.
hmm And then you also like you're kind of complicit in all the things that happened because now it's like, oh, if I admit that this was wrong and I supported this, and then all the other things are also wrong, people can't handle that emotionally.
No, it's a huge psychological hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think that a lot of people they default voted a certain way for 10 years, wink wink.
Yeah.
And since they did that, they're now emotionally attached to this.
To that decision.
So they literally see the world in that certain way. And you literally have, it's like you need to go to therapy or something. I watched this video of this woman, and she said that a lot of liberals, sorry to say that, but liberal voters, they're going through what it's like narcissistic derangement syndrome, something like
Okay.
that, where they said that people they exhibit traits that people that have been harmed by narcissists exhibit. They
Oh my
exhibit
gosh.
similar
That's pretty
traits.
serious.
It's kind of crazy. Like this is a
I know a
certified
few
psychologist.
narcissists. That's why I
Yeah,
can figure out where you're coming from.
yeah. So they kind of like narcissists. They tend to guilt trip you,
Yeah.
make you feel like it's your fault,
hmm
and then if you don't go along with it, then you're the one that is in charge of anything that goes wrong, right?
You know what my analogy for it is we're all on the beach
Yeah.
and all of a sudden the water starts receding. And some people go, oh my God, a tsunami's coming. And they get out of there. And others are like, oh, look how lovely. We have more beach sand. And they don't realize what's coming. And I know that from personal experience because, like, I moved 8 years ago. Canada wasn't so what it is today.
Mhm.
I just had I don't know what it was. Like, I wish I could explain it. I just knew I had to try it.
Mhm.
And for me, it was all about financial reward. So I came back, I did the math, I figured out if I sell X, Y, and Z, I can retire at 48 years old. So then it was like, well, how do I do this? Okay, so we put the wheels in motion. Everybody thought I was insane. They're like, you're not going. I know I'm going. I have to try it. And if it sucks, I'll come back. Right? What do I have to lose? I buy a place in Florida. I'll have an extra house. It's not a big deal. That's really loud.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so we leave, and it was pretty good when I left. Like, I didn't leave because I had financial issues. I was set. I owned a retirement home. I had my home paid free and clear. I had investments. So then when I ended up in Florida, I didn't realize. So you've never lived in the U.S.
No, I've been there, but I've never lived there.
Okay, so when you live there, it's totally different. Because I used to think that the U.S. was just us, just over there.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you think?
A bit turned up, bit.
But
like,
it's not.
It's like kind of the same.
If you came and actually lived there,
Mhm.
you'd be shocked at the differences
Mm-hmm.
that you don't expect. So a lot of the times when I was growing up, I would watch movies, US-based movies, and there'd be, the college experience, the band, and the frats and the sorority, and you're like, oh, they're just making that up for movies.
That's real, eh?
It's real.
Yeah.
So when we first moved to Florida, I bought a house eight or 10 doors down from the high school. So it's Friday night, and my husband and I look outside and we see police activity at the end of the street. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on? So him and I are out there like looking. So the neighbor comes out, we're like, what's happening at the school? She's like, what do you mean? It's Friday night football.
This is normal there.
And I'm like, who goes to a Friday night high school football game? Everybody.
Yeah.
You know why the police are there? They're controlling traffic.
Wow.
People who go there, people who went there, alumni. My son's high school ends up going to the state championship for football. High school. They close the school for 3 days. They arrange for the buses to take anyone who wants to go to Orlando for the state championship. My friend, who was 60 years old, who was an alumni of that high school, they went to Orlando to support Cardinal Gibbons High School.
That's some rich culture.
Oh, we don't have that.
No. I've heard people tell me like they're like in their 40s or 50s that's how they grew up.
Yeah.
Where like the high school, everyone knew the football players. Like this guy was literally telling me like we were like famous in our city.
But you know the movies where the football player goes into the barber shop and everybody knows him?
Yeah.
That's true.
It's true.
It's
Other than
true.
that, okay.
And then they, like high school, they have homecoming.
Mhm.
They have football. Every Friday night, everybody's at the football game. Like the culture and everybody's in there together.
Yeah.
Then my son graduates, and we're at the Hard Rock Casino. That's where they rented the graduation hall. And every single kid who came up to get their degree, they announced to the university that they were going to. And none of them stayed home. Every single graduate went somewhere in the United States for university. That doesn't happen here.
Yeah, we stay in our little
We
circles.
stay home.
Yeah.
We commute to university.
Mhm.
Then my son goes to university and he's in a frat. When I tell you this kid had the time of his life, one time so his frat rented dump trucks of beach sand
Mhm.
because he was in Tallahassee. And they had a beach party on the front lawn
What?
of the frat house.
No.
The kegs are out, the volleyball's out. It's a huge house, just like the movies.
I gotta go to a frat house.
Oh.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So he sends me a video of this beach party that they have every year. And at the bottom he says, "Hey mom, thanks for forcing me to move to Florida." So there's that whole, like the young culture,
Mhm.
the college, the opportunities, here it's summertime, you go get a job at Wendy's
Yeah,
and you flip burgers.
it's boring.
In the US, all of the businesses, big businesses, they allow for kids to come and spend the summer there. And basically what they're doing is they're grooming the next generation.
They should.
There's internships, paid and unpaid, where you can go and you can learn to see if you like that profession.
Mhm.
So when watching my son from 14, he's now 22, go through that process, he got all of his university paid for by a scholarship fund run by the Florida Lottery. He got a scholarship to law school, and he's having the time of his life. So when I see all that stuff, I'm like, what's happening here?
It's a hard question to answer. I mean,
Well, you've done a ton of research. I've seen your posts.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. A couple months ago, this was before the election, a 15-year-old DM'd me and he asked me if he's ever going to be able to afford a house.
Mm.
I had no idea what to tell this kid. I'm like, I hope so. I'm trying my best to do whatever I need to do in order for the country to be a certain way so that you can do that. But as it looks, you're going to have to look for opportunities where opportunities are.
Right.
When I look at America, I see nothing but opportunity,
Well, and you're right.
you know? And I think it's because they feel more free.
Well, we are more free.
Yeah.
So I was in Florida when COVID hit. And I thank God all the time that I missed it here. Because I saw my family and friends, I saw the lockdowns, I saw the pitting of neighbors against one another, and you're not, like it just
Telling
turned.
on your neighbors,
Yeah.
what? Insane.
So we were shut down for, 6 weeks?
Must be nice.
And then after that, it was like, our governor said, if you're compromised, stay home.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of us need to get back to living.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at our mortality rates and all of those things, we didn't fare any worse than anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I used to own a retirement home when I lived in Canada, in Waterdown, Ontario, and that was 10, 12 years ago. We would send seniors to the hospital, and sometimes they'd spend a week in the hallway on a gurney. And I think the whole lockdown happened because our hospital system is broken.
Oh, most definitely.
So they can't tell us that it's broken.
Mm-mm.
And it's been broken, and what they call it, the silver tsunami,
Oh
with
God.
all the old people, the baby boomers that
Yeah.
are coming. And we're not equipped. Like, you look at Brampton, I lived in Caledon.
Mm-hmm.
Brampton has, I think, 650,000 people,
Mm-hmm.
and there's one hospital.
Wow.
In Fort Lauderdale, I think we're 150,000 in Fort Lauderdale proper. There's
Mhm.
5 or 6 hospitals.
Yeah, well, this is the problem, right? Our hospital systems don't seem to have any sense of competition.
Well, there isn't.
They just,
It's
yeah,
a
they just
monopoly.
they just get funding for whatever they want. And there's actually ways to do this while still keeping the system free. Like if you look at Sweden,
Mhm.
they have the system, it's basically a capitation system, they call it, where basically hospitals get funding based on the amount of people that they help. And Canada can implement this at any time. We're waiting for you guys because at the end of the day, the hospitals that don't help people get
Shouldn't
less
get
funding.
paid.
Exactly. Then we save tax dollars on them not doing anything. And then the hospitals that do help people, they get funding. And then they get to expand, they get to hire more nurses, doctors, they get to.
But there's another big problem
Mm.
that you don't see when you're living here.
Mm,
So the hospital has a machine from 1980.
Yeah.
Why would they go and buy the latest state-of-the-art equipment?
There's no incentive.
There is no incentive.
Mhm.
So they end up, I'll give you an example. I have a friend, she has a brain tumor.
Sorry.
It's benign.
Okay.
So the Canadian government told her that she's not quite ready for surgery, although she's lost hearing in one of her ears. And when she is a candidate for surgery, they're going to have to literally cut her skull. It's a 1.5 year recovery.
Oh my God.
She found a clinic in California that has the most up-to-date technology. They're going to make a little incision behind her ear. It's a 10-day recovery. You see the problem?
Yeah.
Why would they invest in all the equipment, the know-how, the machinery when there's
Just get
no incentive
Exactly.
for them to do that?
Yeah.
And then you got to also think the best talent. Like, I had surgery on my neck 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the United States. And before I had the surgery, I interviewed 3 surgeons to find out which one I felt most comfortable with. Can you imagine doing that here?
They'd be like, no, you're just gonna take whatever we give you.
No, it's otherwise you're never going to get it done. Or
Exactly.
you're just going to wait.
Yeah, I
until
mean,
forever.
what? Since 2018, over 74,000 people
Mhm.
have died on waiting lists in Canada. Right now, we have 3.7 million people sitting on waiting lists right now. And they actually don't have the full data. They said that it could be 5.8 million. What is stopping these people from getting the treatment that they need? Well, nobody cares. At the end of the day, the hospitals have zero incentive to speed this up and get these people the treatment they need. I've literally gotten many, many DMs from Canadians that say they go to America, they go to other countries and pay for healthcare because
At least you
it's
get
not
it done.
free healthcare if
Oh,
you're dead.
but it's not free.
it's not free.
It's not free. I remember I did a bit of research. So if you make 100,000 a year in Canada as an employee, about 18,000 is going to healthcare.
Yeah.
I can tell you with 18,000 a year, you can buy an incredible healthcare plan in the United States.
Mm.
And then when you need something, like my hip was hurting. I'm older than you are, so I've got all kinds of things going on. And my hip's hurting me, and I go online and I find, are you ready for this?
Mm.
A walk-in orthopedic surgeon.
Wow.
And I'm like, no way.
No, that exists.
It exists. So
Yeah,
on my way to work, I go there. Within 20 minutes, an orthopedic surgeon has seen me. I've been x-rayed. They told me what's wrong. So then I go to a pain clinic, and they injected me with stem cell therapy.
Wow.
The stem cells help to rejuvenate the area and everything. I feel great.
Mm-hmm.
That would have, when I had frozen shoulder in Canada, it took me 2 years to get any kind of help.
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem is Canadians don't know.
Mm-mm. They don't. I mean, when 42% of your income goes to taxes, and then you're not sitting every day of your life wondering what your taxes are doing, something's wrong.
You know what it's like? It's like battered wife syndrome.
Battered voice.
You get used to it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You get it just slowly.
It's just a part of life.
Yeah. Well, when you tell anybody, my family, my friends that are all still here,
I don't listen.
I said, how long does it take you when you get to the hospital? Oh, if you're lucky, about 10 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, the hospitals in Florida don't have a waiting room.
Wow.
There is no waiting room.
You just get
Because
sick
if
like
you
that.
go to the hospital and they don't take care of you, you leave and you go to the one down the street.
They lose business.
Right. It's just like going to get your hair cut.
Exactly.
If your barber makes you wait 2 hours, are you going to go back? Right.
I remember there was one time I had a nosebleed. We couldn't stop it, so I went to the hospital. Sat in the hospital for 4 hours for a nosebleed. Incredible. I mean, what is even stopping them from just coming onto the waiting room? The people that can just help quick, they just help them. What is stopping them? No incentive. Who cares?
No, it's like Tim Hortons, right? If you walked in and they
Don't
threw a
understand.
coffee at you every morning and a muffin, you'd go back the next day.
I boycotted Tim Hortons.
I tried to once and then I gave in.
I won't lie. I went there the other day for a post, but
See, you went back.
I drastically reduced the amount of time that I go there because it's just like terrible service. Sometimes I go there, there's health code violations everywhere.
All over.
Nobody
But
cares.
who are they competing with?
No one. Who
Right.
cares? Right.
Now, if there was a Dunkin' Donuts down the street,
hmm
just like we have it, and it was just as good, if not better, then you're going to go, screw this, I'm going to go to the next guy.
Yeah, we need competition in Canada.
What do you think? You get a lot of people talking with you. What's the number one thing that they're oblivious to or concerned with?
Oblivious. So I'll answer both of those. So oblivious to, I think that they don't understand that they're being screwed when it comes to taxes. Like they're just kind of okay with their money vanishing and doing nothing. I've
They're
had
used to it.
exactly many people tell me, "Oh no, it's fine. They can take my tax. I want my tax dollars to go to whatever country is in need of money, even though we have 4 million people going to food banks every year."
I saw that post you made.
Yeah, it was.
Everybody's in line.
I've had a lot of people DM me from that one. I won't even lie, but yeah, I mean, I first saw the video because I was reacting to another video someone made. I saw the video and I said, "This is a very long line. There's no way this is for a food bank. This is clearly a Drake concert or a Beyonce concert or something.
Right.
It's a food bank that has a lineup, literally wrapping around buildings."
Is this in Toronto?
In Toronto, yeah.
Okay.
And then I did some research. Of course, I find that this happens all the time. It's been happening for years. Last year they had 3.5 million visits. This year they're on track to doing 4 million. I mean, it's just completely ridiculous. But people, they want to, I think they live in echo chambers. So they have the veil over their eyes. They're pretending that it's not happening. It's happening. And I think people are trying to ignore it. But like even like the crime statistics, like we have all this gun crime. And then, the government comes and says, "Oh, we're going to fix the gun crime by stopping legal firearm owners from owning guns." What? 90% of 90% of gun crimes are committed with guns that came from the other side of the border.
So since I've been here,
Yeah.
right? I've been out different places, restaurants, and when they find out what I do, they're like, "Oh, you must be really slow."
Really?
This is how oblivious they are. And I'm like, "You think I said, "We're busier than ever before."
Yeah, I can imagine.
I said, "There's a mass exit from Canada." Really? Why? I'm like, "Oh my God,
People
what
go with
planet
it.
are you living on?"
Yeah.
And you know what I commonly get?
Mm.
Oh, the gun violence in the United States. So I've lived there for 8 years,
Mhm.
never seen a gun,
Mhm.
feel comfortable. No one's breaking into my house.
Mhm.
There are no break-ins in Florida because Florida is a stand your ground state.
Yeah, you have cats a lot.
Yeah, so as soon as you come in my front door, I can do whatever I need to do to get you out my front door.
Exactly.
And then one lady said to me, "Oh yeah, you guys are just allowed to kill people." I said, "No, we are allowed to protect our property and our family." I have friends here, their daughter is afraid to stay home during the day
Mm-hmm.
because of home invasions. I have friends who've been carjacked. I have a friend who told her husband she had a really nice car. She said, "Bring me a minivan."
Yeah.
Like if it's the more beaten up it is, the happier I am.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone's living. I went to the hair salon and they're talking about there was a shooting, there was sex trafficking.
Oh my God.
A guy in Kleinberg was just killed a month ago on a home invasion. I'm like, guys, this doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Now the United States obviously has crime.
Yeah.
No one's going to say that it doesn't, but it's almost 400 million people.
Yeah.
And Canada's 40 million. So that's 10 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to hear and see that there's, lunatics doing things all over the place.
Yeah.
What doesn't happen in Florida is you don't break into my house, you don't steal from me or harm my family, you don't steal my car, and if you do, you're gonna, you might be looking at the other end of a barrel, and no one's gonna feel sorry for you.
No.
Like you're not gonna be out that afternoon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard this 1,000 times. Like, oh, you guys just want castle law because I guess all these law-abiding citizens are just bloodthirsty and they just want to kill people. No. I want to protect my family. There's literally a story that I was gonna do a report on, but it was just so crazy. 4-year-old was like someone broke in and they sexually abused like a 4-year-old. Imagine if you had castle law. Someone breaks into your house. Matter of fact, no one's gonna break into your house because as soon as you break into my house, I legally can do, like you said, whatever I need to do to stop you from doing whatever you came to do. Why are people waking up from their beds, going downstairs, there's a guy with a crossbow in their living room stealing their TV? It's completely ridiculous. And then people say, oh, we don't need castle law, we're so safe. Just like you said, these people are completely oblivious. I don't know what country they're living in, but it's not Canada. We've had more break-ins than I've ever heard before.
Why they ignore it? Yeah, I know why they ignore it. From a psychological standpoint, if I acknowledge it, then I got to do something about it. That's what you said before.
Yeah.
If I pretend it's not there, or I live in my little bubble, then I just continue to live my life, and it's not my problem, it's somebody else's problem. But eventually, what ends up happening is it is your problem, because it's in your house, and it's in your neighborhood. And now all of a sudden, it's staring at you in the face.
Yeah, I was literally watching a press conference the other day. This man comes to the mic, he says, I literally never paid attention to the news. I just went by my day, went to work, da 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 da. One day, someone broke into my house, tried to kill me. Now, he's going to press conferences, he's keeping up with the news, he's buying a firearm to protect his family. Why? Because now, you can't deny that it's not happening. It came to your front door. I don't want it to come to your front door.
So what do you think's going to happen? Roll out the future.
Oof. You ready for this?
You've done a lot of homework. Yeah,
Sure.
I'm ready because I don't live
Okay.
here. So
Well, all the Canadians, listen up because it's going to get worse. So first of all, this whole gun buyback scheme, I genuinely believe that a lot of our rights are being infringed upon. There is zero proof that taking away legal firearms is going to reduce crime in any sense. So what I see it as is Canadians are going to see less rights to their own property.
I agree with that.
Olivia Choi came out and she said that there are refugees that they're not going to be able to pay for the housing because the government is not funding them for it, and they might have to start taking money from the property taxes of the Torontonians in Toronto.
This was a public statement.
Public statement. I could not believe what I had to listen to it like 3 times. I was like, no way, she just said that. So I think Canada is going to get much worse. I think you're going to start seeing a lot more people leaving the country. I mean, in 2024, they had over 106,000 people leave in 1 year. 50,000 of those which came from Ontario, by the way, which
Ontario's the biggest one.
exactly, and we're seeing a lot of the crime. We're the ones that are getting a lot of the new immigration, the refugees, the foreign workers, all that stuff. They're coming to our province. So our province is not only is it the biggest population, but it's growing the fastest as well.
And it's the biggest exit.
It's the biggest exit,
right?
exactly. So people come there and they're like, oh, I love Canada. And then, now you're not getting benefits or anything. So you're like, oh, this place sucks. And why would you stay in Canada if you can come here, you can pay $8,000 for a degree, for a 2-year degree, and then you can go to America, make like 5 times the amount of money. Doesn't make sense.
You want to hear something scary?
Mm.
So we're doing an in-person event, 2 of them this week. And so our office reached out to everyone who had tickets to see if they wanted to come to be part of our podcast.
Mhm.
We had about 4 or 5 people that were interested, and then when they found out that we could see them, like on video, but their
Oh my God.
face would be seen.
Yeah.
They decided not to do it for fear of persecution from the Canadian government.
There is no free speech in Canada.
That's sad.
Yeah.
Well, I know you don't care because that's what you do.
Yeah.
You're challenging them.
Yeah.
I don't live here anymore, so it's not like they can do
Persecute
anything.
you,
Yeah, but I think that all came from what happened to the truckers, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that scared a
counts.
lot of people.
Actually, one of my most viral videos in the past month, I was reporting on this Bill C-8.
Okay.
Basically, if I was to sum it up for you, this bill would allow the government to deem any service. So when I say service, I mean telecommunications, banking systems, energy systems, things like this that are vital to the infrastructure of the country.
Yeah.
And they're allowed to basically go in there, go through records, deny services to certain people.
They're going to cut off your utilities?
You can, well, theoretically, they could cut off your energy, they could turn off your bank account, they could take you off of the internet, they can get rid of your phone line, theoretically.
Well, didn't RBC do that to the attorney for the truckers?
Yeah.
They just, you're not welcome as a client anymore.
Yeah. And now they can just do that at will. They could just,
Did that pass?
no, it's in second reading right now.
Is it going to pass? Like, does it look like it's going to pass?
Well, the fact that it made it to second reading at all was already scary. I think that in a couple months we could see that actually being a.
So what's your
real
goal?
thing.
You're a young man, you're a bright, intelligent person, you're out there, you're trying to help others to see what's going on. Some people are listening, some people are not. What's your ultimate goal? Like, what do you want to do?
What I want to do is what I put on a lot of my profiles is that I'm here for common sense. I want to restore common sense to the general population in order to help people see what they should be voting for and what they should be thinking about. Ultimately, I want to see people propped up in the government that actually have Canadians' rights and Canadians' futures in the front of their mind.
That's a massive battle that you're asking.
I know, but it has to be done.
Okay, so are you going to stick around?
Oh, that's the caveat, right?
Right.
If it keeps getting worse, I fear for my life, especially doing what I do. Like,
Has
there's
there
no free speech
been
academy.
any blowback?
I haven't received death threats, but I've received very nasty DMs from strange people
We
with
get that
fake
too.
accounts
Yeah, we get
stuff.
that too.
You know what I mean? And I have a lot of people that literally follow me just so that when I drop a video, they can like comment on it, negative things
Negatively.
against me, and
'Cause they have nothing better to do.
exactly. I've gotten a couple strikes on TikTok. People reporting my content. I haven't really seen it affect my daily life, but if it starts to get there, then I'm not sticking around. I can fight this battle from anywhere in the world as long as I have a phone and a Wi-Fi connection.
And you need a good immigration lawyer.
I do. I'm looking for one. You know one?
My daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds good. I mean, I'm also looking at some properties in Florida and Texas because I think those are the ones that I resonate with the most.
Both of them are beautiful places. We have an office in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. We have an office in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
If I had to tell you the difference, Texas is kind of laid back, blue jean, old school country living.
Nice.
I don't know if I know you did a little bit of homework, but 90% of our clients are Canadian. And when we made the transition, it was tough because we didn't know anybody, didn't know the rules or regulations when it came to healthcare, when it came to buying a car, like all these crazy little things. And so what we decided was to create a one-stop shop. So if you called me tomorrow and said, Rocky, I want to move to Texas. Okay, great. How are we going to do it? We strategize with you. And then from there, we have like a cross-border CPA who helps you with your Canadian holdings so that you structure yourself properly and don't have any problems later. We help you set up your business or whatever it is you're doing. We connect you with a real estate person, mortgage person, healthcare person.
Nice.
Like we literally hold your hand through the whole process so that you get settled in. And then even afterwards, we do a lot of networking. We want to build our Canadian community in the US. And so our goal is to help one another build each other's businesses and things like that.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful journey. I've met some incredible people. You have some people who are, they're just looking for a better life for their kids.
Yeah.
They're older and they're like, I'm good, but my kids, I'm buying a house, all this other stuff. And then we have young people who, they're maybe not even having children yet. They see it and they know that what's coming. In my opinion, and listen, I'm not a worldly scholar. I don't see how this turns around.
I don't think it can.
Like,
It
even
would
if
be
you
pretty
had
deep.
the right person in power tomorrow, it's such an albatross that
Yeah.
to turn it around, to try to fix it. And the other problem is that there's no money. All the money's been spent. There's all the, everything's in the hole. Like OPEC, even Canada Post
Oh my God. Yeah.
is losing billions of dollars
Loses 400 million a
a
quarter.
quarter. Why?
Incredible.
Why? Can't we get somebody in there who knows how to run a business? And let's figure this
Oh, this
out.
is Canada.
I
We
know.
don't do that.
I know.
I don't know, even the whole sentiment of Canada where people hate the idea of free markets. I don't understand
That
that at all.
works.
It works. I mean, if you look at history, free markets are the number one driver to get people out of poverty.
I'm going to give you a challenge.
Mhm.
So Venezuela, I have a really good friend who's Venezuelan.
Mhm.
And he did a really deep dive, went down the rabbit hole, and he studied what happened to Venezuela. It was a great place to live.
Mhm.
And then at the end of his entire discovery and looking into it, he asked ChatGPT, what country in the world do you see that's following this exact same route?
It's like
And
Canada.
Canada was in second.
Oh yeah.
So you're a smart guy. Do your own research. Take a look at what happened to that country and where it is today
Mhm.
and where Canada is going. And you're going to see a scary resemblance to what happened there.
Yeah. I won't lie, Canada, right now, as it is, I see it as a ship, has a lot of holes in it, crews jumping off board, and the only way to survive, really, is to get on a different ship, honestly.
Well, that's what happened to Venezuela too. At the beginning, all the middle class, they all left.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm out of here, and I have the means to be able to do it.
Mhm.
And then it slowly got worse and worse and worse until the point where people are stuck there. But their currency is devalued. There's nothing. There's crime. It's terrible. So
Yeah.
it's a terrible place to live, and it was a beautiful place to live. I'm sad because I was born in this country. My parents came from Italy and moved here. It was I had a great time growing up. I mean, we'd go to a beach for the weekend. All the nightclubs were popping and having a great time.
Mhm.
If you were a little bit entrepreneurial or you invested in real estate, you could, I remember when I was in my 30s, I bought a couple of rental properties
Mhm.
and I had it all down to an art. I knew what I had to spend, and each property gave me $1,000 profit per month after
Nice.
paying all the expenses.
Mhm.
So I just kept duplicating that. And you can't do that now.
No.
And I remember, it was still tough to get rid of tenants who weren't paying you. I'd go to the rental tribunal,
Mhm.
and I'd been there so much they knew me by name. But there was a
That's
way,
bad tenants.
to get people out. Eventually,
Yeah.
you always.
That's another thing too.
It's
really
not
hard to
happening
get.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I cash for keys, I had a friend of mine. He had to pay his tenant $25,000 to get him out of his house
Jesus.
because he wanted to sell it. That's not right.
No.
I mean, you need to be fair to the tenant, but you
Mhm.
also need to be fair to the landlord.
Yeah, I've talked to so many people, it's like they genuinely don't see landlords as people. They just see them as like evil. I don't know how to describe it. And they say that the landlords need to be controlled, and I forgot what the term is called, but
But the problem is the expenses aren't controlled.
no.
Like if I can only charge you $1,000 a month rent and I can only raise it by 2%,
Hmm.
but all of my costs and expenses go up by 5%, how is
Exactly.
that fair?
No, it doesn't make sense.
Because it has to be passed on.
Mhm. If people say, oh, you shouldn't look at your house as a business, I'm just like, well, at the end of the day, I can't go into debt helping this person live in my house. Like,
No,
it doesn't make sense.
But
But
what
I'm gonna
about the
lose
new
it.
houses they're building? 3.2 million a house?
Jesus. Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Affordable housing?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
First of all, governments do things really bad. Like, you don't want governments to do too many things because they do it really bad. Even like charity, when you look at data, churches are way better at charity work than governments. And you look at governments trying to build houses, by the time they build the house, 80% of the money they spent to build the one house is not going to go to the house being built. It's going to go to some guy, and he's going to send an email to this guy, and that guy's going to get a plan with this guy, and all this stuff. No, all you have to do is
Just build
get
the
out
damn
of the
house.
way.
Get out of the way and build the damn house.
We already know how to build houses. We don't need your help.
So what's the future look like for you? I'm curious to see where you are in 5-10 years.
I'm curious as well. I try to keep
Where do you
myself.
see yourself?
I try to keep myself on a 2-year expenditure
At a time?
because especially after COVID, I'm like, oh, life is chaos. Life is extremely chaos. What I want to see myself doing realistically though, I want some sort of position where I'm able to help people kind of transition their lives from, wherever they're at. I'll say this. I'll say it like this. When I first started my YouTube, or not YouTube, my Instagram, I started dropping videos. I started dropping financial videos. But I realized, oh, everyone's poor or broke or bad credit score or in debt or whatever. And I was like, oh, well, these people clearly have bad habits. So then I started to try to teach people how to fix their bad habits. And then I realized, oh, it's actually not their bad habits. It's the country we're living in does not have an economic system that allows you to move up in the chain. So my next goal is basically to make videos that influence people to think a certain way about how things should be. And if that doesn't work, I can really see myself I've been offered, a couple people offered me to get me as like a reporter or something like that. I don't know about that.
I can tell by the way you said it, you're not totally.
But I have a landscaping company. I do make a little bit of money from my content. So I'm thinking if Canada keeps going the way it goes, I might have to just take my landscaping company and do content where content actually pays you and just do it in America. Maybe I'll still
like Florida?
have a house over here. Yeah, I do like Florida actually.
Landscaping in Florida is a good business.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's year round.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Nobody cuts their own grass.
Exactly.
Nobody. Even if it's this big. The landscape guys come in, they do the whole street.
So the business is over there. It's year round. I make way more money.
No
and then my
snow.
content is actually being monetizable. I feel like I would actually do better over there, but I have some unfinished business here. So I'm gonna give it a year. See
Yeah,
how
listen, you're a
Canada
young
feels.
man. You've got a bright future ahead. You just, when it's time,
Yeah.
you give us a call.
Yeah. I'll give you a call.
At
for
least
sure.
you know who can help you.
Exactly.
Through the process. I got to tell you, it feels great when I was retired when I moved to Florida, and my daughter kind of pulled me out of retirement, but I'm having the time of my life. I'm meeting amazing people.
Yeah.
I'm part of their story. I'm able to help them relocate, and it feels great when they're living a different life. And I think you're kind of trying to do the same thing.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're trying to let them open their eyes to see what's really happening out there. Some will listen and some won't.
So that's the thing. If they want to keep their eyes closed, if they want to stay asleep,
That's
there's
okay.
nothing I can do.
And all the haters out there, I'm going to give you some advice.
Yeah.
The more hate you get, the better job you're doing.
I know.
So it used to be in the back in the day that you're not making money until you get sued. Now it's you're not making an impact until you have a few haters.
Yeah.
So I laugh at them. I see them, they say nasty stuff, and then I just kind of move on because it's easy for them to do that behind a computer screen.
They won't say it to your face for sure.
Oh no.
It's funny. I've actually, since I do TikTok live sometimes,
Yeah.
and these people will come into my live, typing away on the chat, and they're saying all this crazy stuff. Then I invite them on. I say, okay, have a talk with me. As soon as they get in, super polite. Oh, hi Joseph. How are you? I'm great.
What happened
You
to
just called me a nasty word.
man?
Like, I don't want to have a good.
Oh, so they actually come on. That's pretty
Yeah,
good. At least they have
some
the
of them.
guts to do that.
Exactly. Well, I still can't see their face. I still don't know who they are, their name, or anything.
So they're still kind of
So they're
hiding.
still kind of anonymous.
It's
But
okay.
like,
I think you're
I know
doing a
your
great
voice.
job.
Thank you.
I think you should keep doing it.
Thank
You're not spilling false news. You're taking information and you're sharing it. And I think that's important because people need to really see what's happening.
And I really appreciate the stuff that you guys are doing, helping people find a way out. Because at the end of the day, like, if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. And if you need to find a different way out, that's what you need to do.
Yeah, and we're very laid back. Like if you called our office and had a complimentary call with us, there's no pressure. We give them the information. We have a YouTube channel that, webinar after webinar, there's tons of information there. If people want to understand the process, it's all there. And we tell everyone, if you're ready and you want to move forward, great. If you don't feel this is the right thing for you, then please, when you're ready, if ever, let us know. And it's been a great journey.
I've had many people DM me and saying that they're thinking about making the move, so I'll definitely send them over to you.
All right, you gotta send them to the rock.
Yeah, to the rock.
All right, Joseph.
Nice to meet you.